I have decided to use the filter because I want to make the code same throughout this series because you to make less confused. So the first thing is that I have to create a info object which take the channel name, channel type and sampling frequency. Then I have to apply montage which is standard 1020. After that I have to convert it into raw array by passing the data which we have loaded here using SciPy and passing the info which we have created earlier. After that we have to set the EG reference and by default it's the average referencing. It takes the average of all the channels and then it subtract it from each channel. So I will think like this way. Then we have to filter this from 1 to 30 Hertz and then we have to get the epochs of the 4-second duration. So once we have read the data set, we will extract the clean data key from the data and now we have data in NumPy format. After this we convert this data to MNE object using convert mat to MNE function we have created. So this is the output. After that I can create a list to store the MNE object of the IDD subject and TDC subject. The same thing I will do with the TDC. Now you can see that there is a lot of output printed here which is undesirable for me, so I am going to use capture. This is the benefit of capture, that there is no output to be displayed. It hides the output that is going to be displayed. So I am going to change IDD with TDC and here I will also replace it with TDC and I am going to run this code. So if I check the length of IDD and length of TDC, I can see that how many subjects are present in each of these two lists I have created. One is for the control subject and one is for the disease patient. There should be 7 in each because there are 7 subjects. Total 14 subjects and 7 in each category. So this is how we created the data set. Now we can see that how we can create labels for this data set. For that I am going to use the existing code I have shown you. This is the reason there is a lot of output being generated because I forget to use the capture command. I am going to copy the control epoch label and patient epoch label and I am going to put it here, and here I am going to change the something just here. In place of patient I am going to do IDD and in place of control I am going to do TDC. Let me run that. What is the shape? The shape is 7 by 7, which is fine. At that time we have 14 subjects. Now I am going to combine the data set. Okay, control epoch array is not defined because we have TDC and IDC instead of control epoch array. After that I have to create the group. I have explained in the part 0 that why I am creating the group, but the user have asked me to explain it again, that why I have created the groups and labels. The reason to create the label is that this is a classification task. I want to classify between the patient and the normal subject. So I assign 0 for the normal subject and I assign 1 for the patient subject. This is why I am creating the labels, because I want to differentiate between these two categories. Why I am creating the groups? The reason I am creating the group is that I do not want some trials of one subject get mixed with the other subject. I have explained in the part 0, which you can see in the playlist, that why I have created the groups, but Milind had asked me to elaborate how and why you created groups and labels in dataset more precisely. The reason why I created the label is that the problem is classification. I have to classify between 0, which is control, and 1, which is patient. I have to categorize between these two. That is why I have created the label. I have a dataset. For each dataset of the patient and control, for each subject of the dataset, I have to create the corresponding label, whether it is control or whether it is patient. From where I get the information of the label is from the folder in which the data is present. If the data is present in the IDD folder, I have to create a label. I have to assign a label 1, and if it is present in TTC folder, I have to create a label 0. This is the reason why I have created the label. Why I have created the group is that there are total 14 subjects. For each subject, I want to assign a group. For example, the first subject in the dataset is assigned a group 0 because indexing in Python starts from 0, and the 14th subject in this dataset is assigned a label as 13. So when I do this splitting, I want this splitting based on this group or based on this subject instead of the trials. For example, I have a subject 1 which has a epoch 0, then it has epoch 1, then it has epoch 2. The same thing is with the subject 2. If I split it randomly, then there is a chances that epoch 0 of the subject 1 went into the training part. Train test. So if I split it randomly, then there are chances that the epoch 0 of the subject 1 is in the train and epoch 1 of the subject 1 is in the test. As our model have already seen the subject 1, it can easily predict the epoch of the subject 1 when it is being predicted in the test phase. So what I want is to split based on the subject. So all of the epoch of subject 1 goes into the train and all of the epochs of subject 2 goes into the test. This is the reason I am going to split based on the subject, and this is the reason why I have created the group structure, because I want to split based on the group. So now I have to write the splitting functionality, that how I have to split it. This is the same as we have seen in the part 1, or maybe down here where we can see that we have created a group K fold, but this time we are going to do it in a different way. So let me first copy it, but let me go to the deep learning part, which is more relevant to this task because this is also our deep learning. So let me import the group K fold. After the group K fold, let me split the data. Okay, as I haven't defined the model yet, let me put a break here, and the data array is, let me run this. Okay, the data array is not defined because we have to copy this thing from here. If you do not know why I am copying these things from the previous notebook, you have to watch the part 0 here and part 1 from here. Then it will clear to you that why I am just copying this thing, because I have already explained all of these things in much details in their earlier parts. This is the shape of my train features, which should be instead of the shape we have defined earlier as randomly, but we will see that in the next part, that how we can train the model. Thank you.